Hello and welcome to another poetry reading with me, Clarence Plank, the shoebox poet, and a reading of my book, Finding Peace Within the Storm, which celebrated its 5 year anniversary or birthday, however you look at it. Excuse me. And I have two books that will be celebrating um, book verses or book birthdays this month, as many of you may know. If not, then you will, like me, be finding out when I post those dates, which they will be coming up very, very, very quickly. So, definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, I'm not going to run any kind of specials or anything for that, for these books, because in the past I did. I took and said, okay, hey, this is going to be a special moment. I'm releasing this book, and I'm going to do a special thing like this, and I did that, and I released free versions of my Kindle. And 25 books sold, or basically were downloaded, of each book that I had available for free. And so basically, when you got things going like that, I am not going to do any more free things because, I am not going to give away free stuff to people. That's why you very seldom see me post anything on Facebook or Instagram or anything, because the thing of it is, though, if you're not willing to support an author, an artist, or anybody like that, because you say you don't have the money, but when they offer something free, you're going to snatch it up in a hurry, then those things will no longer be free to you. Those things will no longer be available. That's why I don't post as much as I do, because all the poems I have are here in these books. And I'll tell you something else, okay? You get the short versions of these poems. There are longer versions of those poems in these books because, you see, I created that way, because if you're going to do that, if you're going to read those things, you're not going to get the full gist of things. So it's your loss. That's why I say invest in an author to get their books, to get, and if you can't, that's fine. I understand that. Please like, share, you know, comment, things like that, because they go a long way to help your friends who are artists. Because if you don't have, you don't have the money to buy it, I get that 100%. I do too. I get that. But, definitely, move it, forward this post or video or something to somebody else who might be interested in something that I have written or done. Because, as I said, I'm a children's book author. There are two books I've written for, yes, for children, for English as a second language, or for GED students. Those things are helpful for people, help children to read, and the parents give them the opportunity to be able to learn with their kids and sharing memories. Okay, the poetry is there for everybody because it's everybody's walk in life is unique. And that was the thing I started out doing that I really didn't see myself doing when I started writing poetry. Originally, I started writing poetry for a girl. So, we start with the poem Shades. The shades dance across your face, in and out of life, fading and dying in the light, shimmering little signs of life, dying gracefully beneath your feet, and carried like dust on the wind, on a breeze hidden to my sight. Lost in the blinding light of day, and the shades slowly die, and the end comes to another relationship. And as you can see, there are so many things that happen in a relationship. You have the good and the bad of it. So this is, for me, I'm looking at foreshadowing of how a relationship goes from being something that's a light in your life to the dark because of how the relationships end. A lot of times it's not, it's because, people can't work things out. We're all human and we all have different needs. And sometimes we, trying to find somebody to help us with those needs. And some people who don't understand those needs, or even their own needs. So it's nothing against them, it's just those situations. But then that doesn't give a pass to some people. This next poem is called Distance. Distance, separated by the distance between us. I wish I was closer to you. And you lean on me in your time of need. And be so bold to find my strength while being on top of everything. But I keep slipping away. Maybe things should have remained the same. I want to taste your flesh and feel your soft skin and melt beneath my fingers. I want to be lost in your eyes, swimming in a clear blue sea, floating in your arms like lying on a cloud. I want to feel the sensual skin glide across my body and hold you in a gentle caress. I can taste your lips like a touch of a rose petal, soft and smooth, sensual kiss, tender lips of breathtaking beauty. My body aches to feel your touch, to feel your silky skin beneath my touch. And I desire, I thirst for one last kiss. And I feel your love within a kiss. It sets me free. Um, Now I don't know how old this poem is because there are a lot of things that remind me of certain songs. It's like the Sarah McLachlan song kind of reminds me of this with possession in that song. But I also kind of wonder because it mentions a blue-eyed girl, and there's only been certain relationships that I've had with women that have blue eyes. I can count those on my fingers, or I'll count them on one hand, like two or three. So yeah, but it is what it is. This next one called Shattered Moon. They've shattered a moon and left us in pieces, thrown to the side like a broken child's toy, lying in the corner of a dark room gathering dust, wasted space soon to be forgotten. Barely just a memory, the pieces are scattered about, thrown aside, displaced by the others, as someone new comes to life to fix what is undone, and find the lost pieces hidden in the dust. And to that right there, when I'm talking about the shattered moons, like how people view other people when they are broken, and they tend to just want to throw them away. And because I've met some women or people, I should say, I've met some people more than just saying women. I've met some people who are broken in certain ways and certain flawed in certain aspects, but you know they are still people and they are still human, and you still got to um, treat them with care because it shows how much of a person you are if you don't show some kind of sympathy for them. So, but it is a catch 22. His next poem called Someone. Someone in the dawn of new life, founded by the grace of God. We learn God's intentions for us to become someone, even if life was for nothing. And you were dying from the shame of never being able to remember anything without remembering the mistakes of never feeling strong. When the world had you down, and in this moment of finding yourself still grieving over the pain, missing something that the world couldn't offer, and wishing you could change the past. But remembering you cannot, and the shame of living with the mistakes begin to grow. But then remembering what God has done for you. Because great lessons come from our mistakes, even if they're made out of shame. And remember how we stand against the storm and remember where we were after the rain washed away the pain, which drowned our sorrows in the sea of life. Remember God heals all wounds. Just keep your faith in God, because having faith in Him will always bring you hope. And this poem was written during the time that I spent in the church, and looking at my relationship with God and how the mindset of what I had back then. And you know, I always had that thing about one save, always save, and people look at that just like, where it's like, it's like, okay, you're saved by grace of God. Yes, it's saved by grace of God, by grace, for the impunity of your sins and the things you do. Yes, and I don't really talk about these things. I really don't, because they're kind of mute from my point of view, or from my stance on things. Um, but people are saying like, well, okay, I sin, so I don't have to worry about it no more. It's true. Thing of it is though, with grace, you are supposed to strive to do better. That's the thing. Do better, not continuing to do things so that are a sin. But anyway, reach. You felt so far reaching, I can only dream of holding you in my arms. I found myself wanting to know what it was like to kiss you, and I've been so close in my life and finding myself dying slowly just through trying to be patient and waiting for you to come around. So I left you, and I never gave you another thought, even though you couldn't stand being near me. Time came and passed by without you even noticing me. I grew from a child to a man in a short time and matured to learn, and that I have noticed on me now. Now I found myself holding your hand, being able to touch you, and feel your soft kiss beneath, soft skin beneath my fingers. And I thought the day would never come, the day I was able to kiss you on the tender lips. It was short, but it felt like heaven. And I found myself thinking about you, wanting to be with you, even though I tried to warn myself how you are grieving over someone else, and I am here trying to help you pick up the pieces to your broken heart. And that was somebody at, you know, somebody was having problems and just trying to help them through things. But you end up, you have feelings for them. And so you see them suffer and you really don't know how to help them. And you try to be supportive, but they don't see you in that light. So it's really a frustrating situation. So check out my friends, Sarah Aikenhead, Bill and Ron Miller, and Shara Aikenhead, in their Casting of our podcast. Uh, Check out my link tree in the caption of this video that takes you to all my books over on Amazon. Check out the Spine Bookshop and their website, and you can find my books on there. The Chronicles of a Bookshop over on Spotify is where you can find, or iTunes or anything where you can find Casting the Fire podcast. My friend Aria and Alberta and their Reiki sessions on there. My friend Jenna Jinx Portraits and her wonderful drawings that she's made. And my friend Dwight Solo Dolo and his sports page over on YouTube. Definitely go check him out. Other than that, be looking for um, the book anniversaries or book birthdays coming up this month. As I said, there are two. The Shoebox Poet and Drowning in the Iris of a Woman were both released this month. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Have a good day. I'll see you next week.